rock. It's in the first mesa in the Hopi Reservation up in Arizona. So, remember, this is interesting, see, because they predicted that somebody would come and turn this around and twist everything. We know who that is, or who that was. Okay? But this is peace, this is a blessing of peace, and the radiation of peace. This is the meaning. Turning it around, obviously, obviously, where they're coming from. And so what happens is the Hopis, like other tribes, understood they came from beneath the earth. Okay? That's very much part of the Jewish tradition. In the Jewish tradition, there's 7 levels beneath the earth. The original Garden of Eden, there's Eden and Garden of Eden, 2 separate things. Eden was at the 6th level beneath the earth. That's where Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel were born. They were born on the surface of the earth. Later, when they were kicked out of the garden, they migrated to the surface. Okay, that's kind of in the deeper, in the older text, that's what we get.
Is that what they call Middle Earth?
Yes. But we have 7, in our tradition, there's 7 levels. But then they were at the 6th level, and then they migrated up. Now, it's said that, have you ever heard of the cave of Machpelah?
Yes.
How many people have? I'm just curious. Just raise your hand if you have. Just raise your hand.
Say it again.
The cave of Machpelah. Where Adam and Eve, Abraham, Sarah, were one. Okay, that's the ancient burial site. Think shamanically for a minute. But from that cave, there's a tunnel going into the Middle Earth.
The Middle Earth.
And that's fairly well documented. So Abraham was right on the ticket on that one. The Hopis talk about how they came out of a certain cave. The Lakota talk about another cave. They're all talking about coming out of Middle Earth and then going in different directions. This represents the 4 directions they went in and then returning. Okay, so there are all these entrances that really are there. Okay, so there we go. And we won't go into all the stories of what happens in that plot, but people who are lowered into that cave, the Arabs sometimes would try to torture and terrorize the different Jewish people. They lower and then they would just disappear. So we have 3 or 4 stories in the early 19th century where that happened. So it's not like we're unaware of this, but the Native Americans share the same understanding of coming out of that. So this is interesting, but getting the big picture. Garden of Eden is the entrance, according to the Kabbalistic oral tradition. That's the entrance place. So they came to Machpelah. So that being said, they come out of the earth. They go in the 4 directions, and then along the way, there's this kind of separation of heart and mind and heart. And the message is that the mind here takes us off into big trouble going that way. Okay? There's like 7 different worlds, eras for them. We've done 4 of them. And what they're saying is we've got to come back to the heart. We have to come back to the heart to get things straightened out. Without that, we're just kind of going off the left. And there's again the 4 directions. These represent World War I, World War II, and then what we predict in our Kabbalistic tradition, the 12-minute war. God and God. What's going to be a 12-minute war? Nuclear. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, because we can change everything. It's the eagle of north versus the eagle of the south, Iran and U.S. The 2 eagles fight. And then from that, once we survive that, or we keep it from happening, better yet, then we start growing and fruitful and multiply. And that's what the symbolism is. That. So they laid it out, and there are different steps in the 9 signs, the Hopis. Yes?
Does the fact that the circle is a lot smaller than the other 2 world wars have anything to do with the possibility that that 12-minute war won't?
Yeah, possibly. That's what I'm saying. Nothing happens till it happens. Prophecy is probability. So if everybody gets on it, it may not happen. Many people feel it's not going to happen. Some people say whatever was prophesied is going to happen. So it's like we have a gap there. The point is it could happen. And we have the preconditions of it because of Iran and, U.S. Israel is really a secondary player, actually, although it looks like we're a big player. It's not secondary. So those are issues that will happen. With China and Russia being aligned with Iran, it's a big deal that goes off. But it will be a short war. Big consequences, short war. Okay. So the 9 signs, and they've all been fulfilled. We were told of the coming of the white-skinned men, like Bahana, who's a special white person who will come and be a great teacher. But of course, that's not exactly what happened.
No.
But not living like Bahana, men who took the land that was not theirs, who struck their enemies with thunder, guns. Okay? That happened. Our lands will see the coming of spinning wheels filled with voices, covered wagons. Okay? A strange beast-like buffalo with great long horns will overrun the land in the long-known cattle. So these are all, these prophecies were a while ago. Okay, so obviously they don't know what the phenomenon is. They just know it's happening, and then they identify it as it comes along. The land will cross by snakes of iron, railroads. Okay, the land shall be crisscrossed by giant spider webs, communications, telegraph, and all that. Boom. The land shall be crisscrossed with rivers of stone that make a kind of reflection of the sun, highways. You will hear the sea turning black, the oil spills. And this is pretty accurate. Okay? You will see many youth who will wear their hair long, like our people, and they come and they're going to study with us, and they're going to learn our ways. And that's kind of happening. They open up the ceremonies, like the sun dance on different people. Gabriel Cousens is the sun dancer. You will hear of a dwelling place in the heavens above the earth that shall fall, with a great crash. It will appear as a blue star. Very soon after this, the ceremony of the Holy will cease. That is a debatable one. Cannot really get a clear answer from anybody. It could be the falling of one of the space stations, but it's not clear. Nobody can give an accurate answer, but we're right up here. Ceremonies always haven't stopped, and it could be like a space fall. Okay, so that's what's going on. So that's the Hopis. And they include that. But again, the Ganavona talked about a 12-minute war. This is not like a new thing. What's interesting is there's an overlap. That's what's interesting. There's an overlap as we kind of look at this whole big picture. And our work is, again, to bring the consciousness of the culture of life and liberation into the thing to ameliorate the situation. Prophets, their main role of prophet wasn't to give prophecy. It was to help people get back on track, if that makes sense, to get back on